Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be having a little bit of a delve into what is really going on behind the scenes, because what some people don't realize, I get sent a ton of stuff on a daily basis. I have to sift through what I think is good and what I think is not good, and this one stood out to me as being wow. Guys, before we get into the crux of this video, the proceeds from this video will 100% be donated to Ella's women's charity. They are based in London. They run safe houses for women who have survived trafficking and sexual exploitation, and I think this is an excellent charity to work with at this time of year, or any time of year. So I never ask this of you, but please watch the full video and watch as many ads as you can possibly, but it doesn't cost you anything. Just watch the ads, because the more money we make, the more money I can donate. Likewise, anything that, if any of you want to hit the thanks button below, all those proceeds will also be donated. So everything that's made on this video up until the end of November, I will donate to this charity who do amazing work, and it's very important, and I'm sure that you will agree. Thank you so much. Let's get back into this. An actual villager from the Inghams village, obviously, sent me an email, and I was like, okay, a little bit dubious, but I did my due diligence, and it seems all kosher to me. So I had a little conversation, and some of the things the Inghams have been up to, it is insane. I just honestly can't believe it. Let's go through this email together, because I think you'll be as intrigued as I certainly was as I was having this conversation. Subject: Inghams. Hi Dougal. And it's from a person called Bert Bingham. Hi Bert, if you're watching this, hi Bert. I am a massive fan of the name Bert, Sesame Street and all that. So straight off the bat, I'm thinking, Bingham? That sounds a little like Ingham. But, I've also been doing videos on the Binghams recently. So, my head was going in all sorts of different directions. And then he said this: I want to congratulate you on the videos you create with regards to trashing the Inghams. We live in the same village as these disgraceful individuals and cannot believe the garbage which comes out of their mouths. Usually total rubbish and full of lies. They claim to be an integral part of the village when in truth they don't appear to have any contact whatsoever with the villagers. In fact, to the contrary, where they have apparently experienced a number of disputes. So this is quite intriguing to me. I'm thinking, okay, I want to know more, because, I'm always up for knowing what they get up to in their real lives, because we only see 20 minutes of their day, remember, and we want to know what is what behind the scenes. So I replied, I said, hey Bert, thank you so much for your message. I'm sorry to hear you have to share the same village as these. Must be difficult for you. Thank you for a further insight into life for the Inghams. I'm taking it things aren't quite as rosy as they make out. As a matter of fact, you're not the first villager to approach me. It seems many are keen to spill the tea on them. I'm just dangling a little bit there. Is there anything else that I could perhaps use for a video? If you think of anything else, please let me know. So I'm hoping that he replies to me, and he does. He does. Thank the Lord he does. Or it could be she, I don't know. Well, Bert, probably a he, I think. probably. Hi Dougal, there are many issues which we can reveal. Firstly, I would welcome how you know the family and their history from their previous address. I would imagine that previous close residents were extremely happy for them to depart. I'm getting increasingly annoyed at the levels these cretins, that's an interesting turn of phrase I would say, will stoop to. More so the idiots who subscribe and leave such ridiculous comments following the vlogs. They really do think highly of themselves when in fact they are nothing but trash. When the Queen died, the stupid cow, Sarah, went on camera saying how much she respected the royalty when the fact is they didn't attend the village jubilee get together and they were at home at this time. This just highlights the lies and deceit these people stoop to in order to portray such a perfect life. Well, if I remember rightly, Sarah said that they attended a party and they did lots of things actually, which were actually on camera, such as they went to the Mila's baby group. She wore that like crown thing. You know, they went to some things and which are provable, and so I'm just saying that I'm starting to get a little bit, you know. In any case, I'm thinking that we have lived in the village for many years now and have made many friends. It's such a pity that such people have infiltrated what was a lovely place to live. Other newcomers over the years have always fitted in and integrated as decent people. They just don't belong. I was a little bit perturbed by that "they just don't belong" comment, to be honest. I mean, if that is an actual real person who is commenting, I think that's a horrible thing to say to somebody, that you just don't belong. That's very, not nice, right? I replied back, "Hey Bert, the Inghams didn't get along well at all with their old neighbours where they used to live. Chris used to put his skating rail in the middle of the road and block traffic. That was a source of annoyance for most of the neighbours. Have you had the pleasure of seeing Chris's skating tricks in person?" I'm not sure whether or not I can say a particular family belongs or not within a community. We must always consider their children who are brought into this world by those parents. I'd also say there's no room for elitism in this world. I just had a little snap back there. I'm sorry, because I was a little bit disjointed about the whole "they do not belong" comment, because no matter how much you don't like a person or family, I feel like that's like we're better than you, which is just not the case. You can't say that to people. Sorry. I think I upset him with my comment, because this time it was just Dougal. No, hi Dougal. Dougal, with regards to the poor children, unfortunately they appear to be morphing into their parents' cult. And yeah, that was quite short and abrupt. So I thought, right, I've upset it. I've upset him a little bit here, and let's get this back on track. So I needed some more information if I was going to make a top quality video about the Inghams. Come on, Bert, give me something to work with here. Hey Bert, sorry I forgot to ask, did you hear about Chris's planning permission dramas? Just wondering how far he's discussed in the community. Dougal, it is discussed within the village, and many wonder if he will eventually comply. Possibly with some irony, there was a suspicious fire in their garden behind the garage some months ago. Not sure if this was vlogged or not, but due to their apparent chaotic and disaster-ridden lifestyle being portrayed, people add to the suspicion with its secrecy. So, oh my giddy god, there was a fire within the Ingham household, and this wasn't not displayed on the vlogs at all. This is absolutely brand new information. So this is something I can work with. But for the love of God, a fire? Seriously, come on, Bert. You can do better than that. When was there a fire behind the garage? I mean, behind the garage is the garden. Right behind the garage, in the garden, is right next to the neighbour's house. So it would have to be the neighbour that did it, right? Is that what you're suspect? Anyway, right. I digress. Let's continue on this fantastic story. It's so gripping. Hey Bert, there was a fire? No, they absolutely did not vlog that. I wonder why. Could have clickbaited it. Only time they don't vlog things is if it would cause a backlash. Is there any rumours about how it started or why? Knowing Chris, he probably thinks it's his stalkers. He's very paranoid that way. It's generally believed that he may have started it himself. Obviously just speculation. It was apparently a neighbour who raised the alarm, and it was a fire under the outside staircase, subject to the planning. So Bertrand is claiming that the fire was started deliberately underneath the staircase, which is subject to planning permission. This is a scandal. However, what the hell are you doing to me, Christopher? Oh my word. Yesterday's one. Okay, I can't keep this up anymore. Right. 90% sure it's Christopher. Okay, it could be one of a number of people, but most people who are going to be sending these messages, why would you use the email address was the town name, the house, the house name, not their house name, a house name. Why would you use your own house name as an address, as an email address? Anyway, just saying, Chris. Yesterday's vlog did it for me. My head almost exploded.
When we were in the woods just now, is that Jace is at the perfect age to start learning about the Winnie Woos properly, aren't you, darling? Yeah.
Who lives in these woods, Jace?
Winnie Woos.
The Winnie Woos.
Yes, and we saw some pictures of them, didn't we? And did one of the Winnie Woos take a sandwich after grown up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them had some scary ones.
Oh, that one with the sword? Yeah, they just chop the trees down to make the Winnie Woo dens with the swords. See, if we look over there, there's a Winnie Woo den. See, just behind me, right there. So we thought it's about time that Jace learned the ways of the Winnie Woos.
Yeah, and there's a vent, a wooden one with a vent on it. We can sit down.
Yeah, come here, look. Let's have a look and see what Winnie Woos we can see. Sometimes if you look out the back of our house at night time, you can see Winnie Woos in the forest behind our house, building fires.
That's right. Not only are the Winnie Woos back, if you don't remember the Winnie Woos, you know, it's classic Inghams, but they are back and they are outside building communities, building fires in the back of their garden. No, fucking hell. Chris, I can't believe that you're actually trolling me. Also, what a sad little life you must lead, but come on. If nobody gets it, I can't help you. Okay, he's emailing me about fires, and he is talking about fires and communities of Winnie Woos who are building fires in the back garden where their community set fire to his garden. You see where I'm coming from here. I'm sorry. I'm feeling like it's an open and shut case, to be honest with you. But my 90% thinking that it was Christopher soon became a 98%. I'm allowing 2% for another suspicion I could have about a certain somebody or group of people who may not be taken too kindly to certain things that I've been saying recently. You know who you are, don't you? But aside from, oh my words, Christopher, I've got to say, aside from the Winnie Woos, the only woo that I'm on board with is this one.
Oh, pretty! Come here, darling. Oh, pretty, you little beauty. Oh, daddy loves you. Come here, pretty, pretty, so pretty, so pretty.